All right, I think we're live. Hey, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 5th of September, 2023, and this is the last Gimbalabs Carnival session of the year. But don't worry, the carnival ends this week, and we're going to go back to the playground next week. So next week, September 12th, 2023, Gimbalabs Playground will start, and we'll continue meeting same time, same Zoom link, and you can find all those details at gimbalabs.com/calendar. What we're doing today, because we are right in the middle of Catalyst Fund10 voting. Oh, Justin's looking for the link. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay. Here we go. All right. Sorry, I forgot where I was, but our goal today is to give everybody a chance to share out about Catalyst proposals that you have in Fund10. I know that some folks here might be presenting a couple of things today. And as you can see, like Lucas, for example, has several different proposals and just threw a different link for each of those here. Whatever links you place on the Miro board here will also be included in the YouTube notes below this video on YouTube for anybody else to browse. And you can see an example of this from last week. The goal here is for everybody to have a chance to share their work with the world, and also just to have an artifact that you can then share however you'd like to. So also published with the YouTube video will be a list of timestamps, and hopefully it's easy for everybody here to get their timestamped link that you can blast out to your networks and beyond, so people can find out about what you're trying to build. So before we move into presentation mode, does anybody have any questions about what we are seeking to accomplish today? Well, it's a thrill to be here. We've got some incredible builders. Thank you, everybody, for just being here in the first place. And thank you to everybody who's about to present. This should be really fun. You have 7 minutes per presentation slot. But if you don't spend the full 7 minutes, then, of course, we have a couple of extra for questions from the audience. So if you want to give a very short presentation, then open it up to questions. Of course, that's a fine approach as well. All right, Lucas, what do you say? Should we just start early and get this thing going? All right. Got a timer right here, so you can keep tabs on the, well, I guess you'll be wanting to share your screen. So
I have one on my other screen.
Cool. And I'll keep a timer going, and I'll drop in the chat when there's 1 minute left. Does that work for everybody?
Could you enable sharing screen, please?
Gotcha. And Jose, that's fine. If you have a pre-prepared video, that's totally fine to just share that. Just make sure that you can get your sound hooked up so people can hear it well. All right, Lucas, you should be able to share.
It's dragging a bit. It's getting there. Got it?
Looks good. All right.
Okay.
Take it away.
So, hi, everyone. Thanks to Gimbalabs for extending the opportunities to present. My name is Lucas. I've been around for a bit over a year, and I'm currently working at Maestro, who's an infrastructure provider on Cardano. So I'm going to be showing you this proposal, which is from CBIA, and has to do with infrastructure, and then 45B, which is my initiative, and 4 proposals. So jumping right in, CBIA, and straight into who composes it, are these founding entities, or some of these are founding, some of these have joined recently, and they're basically Cardano Blockchain Infrastructure Alliance, aiming to discuss and find joint opinions to go and discuss with the founding entities of Cardano and try to facilitate things for everyone. So I invite you to take a look at the website. One of the first needs that we identified on Cardano was the fact that there's a lot of infrastructure components, from the nodes, indexers, and then what the dApps consume and everything. There's a lot of dependencies there that are lost and not really well categorized in an explorable way. So our proposal here, you can take a look on Twitter and follow these links, basically aims to extend the CF developer portal with this information about what components depend on each other, and then explore it so that it can advise decisions when doing updates or finding opportunities to update. So this is the CBIA proposal. Then turning to 45B, this is my initiative with a number of colleagues from diverse backgrounds. It's mostly aimed at the bigger world of any corporation, any small and medium business, to onboard them to Cardano. So the challenge here is Cardano enablement, and to get these organizations to learn about what blockchain and Cardano is, to help them custody or advise where they can find advice for this, even the accountancy part and fiscal reporting about owning assets, and then find partners like Gimbalabs and others to build solutions. So here we identified we submitted 4 proposals, and just to turning to how we can relate with Gimbalabs. Basically, our strong suit is managing projects, requirements, documentation, training, and all that sort of skills that sometimes devs just want to focus on code and don't care so much about. So the first proposal we have here is Pay Me in ADA, which basically the problem here is that there's a lot of people using ADA already, but it's not that easy to find them. So here what we're trying to do is leverage on businesses that may be more ADA friendly and try to create a directory or a listing, in this case, like geo-referentiated, so that people can find who's close to them. And that way we can hopefully facilitate networking between ADA holders and promote these businesses. So this could be presented in the end as an app or a portal, or even an API that other services can consume to enrich and find businesses on Cardano. Next one is more to do with, like I was talking about, helping organizations manage things. I've actually worked on a company that does crypto extracts. I can tell you the fees are really hefty for an organization, a small and medium business, to get their extracts in a format that is compliant with the standard software they need for the fiscal reporting. So the challenge here is to create an open source community to mature these types of this type of solution, and basically to facilitate this between developers. And I know there's, for example, Treasury DAO and others that we can articulate with. So this is Pragmatic Extracts would be the name of the solution that would be developed open source. Next, we have Marlowe workshops. So this inspires a bit from one initiative I started from when I was at Gimbal, when I was more closely collaborating with Gimbalabs. I did Cardano for non-text. So just teaching people to use wallets and to get familiar with things. Here, the challenge is not necessarily to teach business people to develop smart contracts, but it is to teach them to use Marlowe Playground to teach them about the fundamentals and the workings. So the status that a contract goes through and how they can create or envision to create different financial use cases. So bridging directly from what they need in their organization to what they can actually build with the simplicity of Marlowe. So yeah, not much more to say there. Let me know if you have questions in the end, please. And here as well, there's a lot of stake pool operators. There's a lot of people trying to delegate, and what we identified is that it's not that easy to decide and what basically is your priority. When you're a delegator and you want to delegate, do you want to prioritize single pool operators? Do you want to try to find some pools? The vision here is a bit to find algorithms, and again in an open source manner and collaboratively with interchangeable algorithms, to go over the data of all the stake pools and say, okay, this one has been more profitable or less profitable, it takes more fees or less. So and then allow the user to use those interchangeable algorithms to decide by himself. Does he want to have maximum gain, or does he want to help single pool operators, and etc.? And I think that's it for me. Let me know if you still have, I think, a minute for questions.
That's right. Way to get it all done. We got 1 minute. Does anybody have any questions for Lucas?
Is it the case, Lucas, that you deal with, did you say all the management, all the, like, everything that just isn't raw sitting and coding up?
Yeah. So
Is that
my
the short
background
version?
is as a technical business analyst. So the goal is really to be able to sit with the business, with the clients, and spec things in their language, and then to specify that in documentation and to bridge with developers or you know, any type of needs that the business has. For example, in terms of managing, it's more technical, and we can also be familiar with that.
Oh, that's nice. That might be a very good fit for my students. They only know coding, and so if
Cheers.
it could be
That's
useful.
where Cardano for non-techs came from, by the way, which is highlighted there. So this little Google Doc is at 45b.io if you're curious.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well done. And the timer just ran out. Beautiful. Lucas, it's been incredible to watch your ideas develop over the last, year plus, huh? I can't believe that's all it's been. Way to go.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, and very excited about these proposals. Tevo's not here because he's got like 16 other things to do, I suppose. So Simon, is it okay if we skip over to you?
Yes, of course. I just got a bit surprised. I guess I'll just have to pull up my pitch.
Take a moment. Take a moment. Yeah,
slide.
that was really kind of pulled the rug on you right there.
Yeah, no worries. But I have it ready. Just need 1 second to bring. Oh yeah, I need to fix something here.
Like the students finishing the homework just in time.
Also like a student, Tevo's sending me Discord messages, trying to make some kind of excuse. I think his dog ate his presentation or something. Well,
oh, typical. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to start the clock. Simon, go for it.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Simon Sallstrom. I'm the founder and CEO of the Directed Development Foundation. We are here because we want to build a world in which any person can realize their full potential, regardless of the draw in the lottery of life. I myself, before I get into the weeds of it, I myself have been very fortunate and met a lot of good people who have supported me throughout my life so far. And I've been able to go to many places thanks to the education I have. So I graduated from Oxford last year. I did a master's in economics, and I've always been very interested in understanding prosperity and like essentially trying to help more people live good lives, in short. Okay. So let me get started. So let me take you back to Haiti. The year is 2010, and Haiti has just been struck by a 7.5 magnitude earthquake. All of a sudden, 1.5 million people were left without a home. Fortunately, the American Red Cross rallied to help, and $500 million was raised. But the results many years later were very disappointing, and only 6 permanent homes, had been built. So what happened to all of this money? Where did the money go? And did my donation make a difference? That was what the Americans were left asking. Now, I'm sure they went to useful places, but some of it probably didn't. But the key thing is that we don't know, and this causes mistrust to such an extent that when there was another earthquake just 2 years ago, people said, we're not going to donate. We don't know where the money's going. So there are 2 failures here. One is providing long-term economic value. Secondly is that of transparency and measurement, because on the first one, Haiti is still one of the poorest countries in the world. So how do we deal with those. We provide long-term economic value by teaching a man how to fish so you can feed them for a lifetime rather than giving them just a fish for the day. So what this means in practice is we solve the IT skills gap. We transfer knowledge and we address demand for high-tech professionals on one hand, but on the other hand, we provide opportunity for the young talents in Africa. We identify them, we provide them with the laptop and information and courses they need, and we do this in an accountable manner. So we do coding bootcamps for high potential students in Africa, and it's all remote. We facilitate scholarships to them using blockchain for transparency and smart contracts for accountability. So the first sort of problem, the first proposal that we have is relating to the smart contract. And there's sort of two ways to see this. The first one, it's just generally quite very expensive to develop on Cardano. It's a high cost. And so our solution in this case is quite a general purpose audited smart contract primitive is what we call it, that can be used for, I think, hundreds of real world use cases, enabling them to deploy at 1/10 of the price. So what is this general purpose smart contract? Well, our original use case was that donors contribute to a pool of funding for scholarships. Students then from needy backgrounds are selected for a scholarship, and examiners check for milestone progress and release these funds in tranches. James, how am I on time actually?
3 minutes.
Okay, so here is just a high level overview, the schema. There are other use cases for this, including catalyst funding. As you know, IOG controls everything. So using the smart contract, you can actually specify who will be the gatekeepers of the milestones, who will be the entities that approve someone to win in the first place. You can have, you know, an arbitrary number of those. That's sort of just one of the cases. Because I'm running out of time, I'll just skip to the next. So we are in the open source developer ecosystem, asking for 255,000 ADA. This is the name of the proposal. The next one is that of decentralized tutors marketplace, Uber for tutoring. The problem: high cost to administer and monitor tutors, and lack of choice for students. So instead of us in a central manner saying, here, you should, you know, be here, teach here, we are decentralizing it. So we let the tutors set up when they want to teach, how much they want to charge, but we also give the power to the students to select the tutors that they want. We give them vouchers. So instead of giving them cash, we give them vouchers that they can only spend on tutoring. And this is because we don't want them to just like take the money and go and have fun to party. We don't want the fungibility in this case. So that's why we're using a token. And here's some schema for that, some flow. So we actually already have the smart contract and we've tried it out. We are now proposing to make it generally available for anyone who is interested in this type of system. So essentially create a UI, make it possible for anyone to set up this type of flow. The third proposal, I'm probably very short on time now, is that of credentials bootstrapping. So Atala Prism credentials for coding schools and employers in Africa, essentially educating and paying for the cost of issuing credentials. Not only that, but also setting up a governance framework and trust registry and setting standards for credentials. As you might know, there's no point in verifying credentials if no one is issuing it, but there's no point of issuing credentials if no one is verifying it. So you need to like bootstrap this, and that's what we're hoping to do. The last one is that of NFTs. So we have 3 sort of NFT features in the MMaker category. First one is a sales progress bar. So, you know, you can just see how much has been sold, added to your website. Second one is update the metadata. And the third one is dynamic NFTs. So essentially what you donate, you can see your NFT and you can see how the impact is evolving over time. And that's it.
Wow, like the timer went off the moment you said that's it. Incredible. Well rehearsed.
My intuitive sense of time. Oh my God.
You've been practicing. This is great stuff. And to everyone, I want you to know that everybody here is welcome to come follow up on any of these presentations at Gimbalabs Playground starting next week. Simon, as always, we have plenty to talk about. And so it would be really fun to see you give an extended presentation and to think about the different ways to invite collaboration. Nice
Definitely.
work.
And all of these presentations are in our Twitter. So you can, the videos are coming up in the next 2 days. So you can
Beautiful.
dive into these.
Well done. Jose, you ready? Is he still here?
Yes, I do.
Hey, gotcha. Hey, you got a video to share?
Yes.
Excellent. So you could share your screen and get that going. And then how long is the video?
Okay. Start.
It looks like, oh, there we go. Now it's loaded up. Okay. And do you think the sound is hooked up?
I don't know. 1 minute, please.
Okay.
Try to put that video.
Hear a sound if it's
I can't whistle to save my life.
Oh yeah, there's no sound. Hello.
Yeah, we're not getting sound yet.
Yeah. So I think you need to tick the box. There's a little box that says share sound when you start sharing. That needs to be ticked to get the sound.
Excuse me, you can hear the video.
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet.
you need to start screen share again, perhaps with the ticking the sound, or you put the video on and you share your own thoughts on
Yeah,
that.
share the video.
And
You
then
can
talk
see
over.
this.
To reshare. You need to restart.
You can see the
sharing
video
again.
or not?
We can see it, but we cannot hear it.
Okay. Let me check.
So press share again, Jose, and then make sure you tick the box on the bottom left that says share sound. And I think it'll work.
Stop sharing the current screen, then share again. Yeah. You just press the share screen again, and it have little box on the corners, and stick on that.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Now we're still not getting the sound.
Okay, I'm going to present myself. possible.
Perfect. Yeah, you let the video play and you can give us the talk track live. Go for it.
Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. The project is, my name is Jose Colmenares. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. The name of the project is FUNINTEC Cardano blockchain technology-based incubator for undergraduate and postgraduate students in university in Venezuela. Our organization, it was established in 2020, and we have a lot of personal professors, researchers, and students. We are giving all the training, outdating necessary knowledge about the different scientific, academic, and knowledge. Okay? Actually, our project is to create an incubator, and the problem that we identified is that we have a lot of lack of knowledge and information about the blockchain Cardano in Venezuela, in the different universities. And the solution that we find is to offer and create an incubator. We're going to give our own information, training courses, and a mentoring program to all the students going to participate in our projects. And the description and solution, we have 3 milestones. The first milestone creates the incubator using technology involved and educational platforms, and also we hire a specialist personnel to create the courses and translate the English to Spanish, all the necessary information that we have. And milestone 2 is to hire professors and teachers who are going to give all the necessary courses. We have 2 phases in these courses. Okay, I'm going to show you the next page. And the milestone 3 is the mentorships, is to hire the professors, or in this case, mentors. We're going to accompany of all the students in order to create and consolidate these ventures using the Cardano blockchain technology. Developers, DevIs, and so on. The population, actually, we have identified 100 undergraduate and postgraduate students. Most of them, we have students in FUNINTEC, Mariscal Sucre University, and Mariscal Sebastian Francisco Miranda University. The program, we have 2 programs of the courses. The main courses is phase 1 is all entrepreneurs, about the basic knowledge on managed knowledge of the entrepreneurs. And the phase 2, the more important, of course, is about the Cardano blockchain technology, using all necessary services and create services to the different part of our economy. This is a project world scan that we have. Actually, we have the alliances with university, 2 university main. We have alliance, the public institution and private enterprises, and the promotion and selection of students into the program. We're going to give you all the training and courses, and also we have the mentors going to work together with these students in order to create the business models and prototypes. And also after that, we are going to accompany our foundation is going to accompany all the students in order to looking for financials, resources, and consulting and marketing. Well, the money, we're talking about the money, and now this budget in the milestone 1, we have 10,000 others spent in order to hire personal, and the milestone is 70,000 education and training, and the mentorship we have 60,000. In this milestone, we have 90,000 others in order to give to all the students in order to use it, these others, and create his wallets and using a great ecosystem in Venezuela. And administrative management, we have 60,000 because well, it's an incentive to our professors and personal companion. And the total financials is 39,000. It's limited, but allowed this challenge. And the impact I are looking for is to obviously increase the entrepreneurial potential of our students, incorporate more population using the Cardano blockchain technology, and also to create and keep growing our ecosystems in Venezuela. That's the main idea of it, and create developers through the ecosystem. We are actually this person working with me, Mr. Aguero, Colmenares, and myself. Lecture here. Right, thank you so much for giving me this important space. And these are our contact coordinates. If you have any question, please write in the chat. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry.
Really exciting. And thank you for giving us the live presentation. It's nice to hear it kind of direct and on the spot. Does anybody have any questions for Jose before we move on?
I have a question related to students. Do you know how much interest from the students there is over these blockchain courses that you're providing, or they have like some special interests on what area is there, or this is more that you have a school, there are students, but it's more like showing them the opportunity rather than like trying to like create the opportunity?
Well, actually, I have we have different courses and contact with different universities, and also we have two alliance with the university. I can show you there in the presentation. And yes, we have contact with different students that would like to study with us, and also to include in the project. And actually, right now we have basic courses of Cardano that offer to different students in other university at this moment.
And you've spoken to Roberto Mayan right here on the call, right? Have you guys talked yet?
Yeah, we talked. Jose was one of the latest Cardanos and Tecnicismos groups. Yeah.
Excellent. It's really good to see that work branching out. All right. Really rooting for you guys, Jose, and once again, be sure to come report back and share progress and future needs as time passes.
Yes, thank you. Actually, we have thank you so much, Roberto, because it gives us important courses in Cardano and Tecnicismo to all the professors in our FUNINTEC. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jose.
All right, moving from several education and onboarding focused proposals into a topical proposal from Sebastian that I think has the opportunity to onboard a lot more people as well. What you got for us?
Hey, hello.
Hey.
Let me see if I can share. Is it visible?
Looks good. Yep.
Okay. There we are. So hello everyone, my name is Sebastian. I'm here to present CoffeeDAO. So the specialty coffee market in the entire world is $56 billion. That is broken down by the largest regions that drink coffee in the world. But it has a problem. It is a very fragmented market. The information is scattered among many different certificates that are either paper or PDF or private documents that are very difficult to share, and they are very difficult to showcase quality. This creates a slow business acquisition because the people that want to buy this type of coffee have to go through lengthy processes to verify this documentation, and this creates an inefficient market. So what we are proposing with the CoffeeDAO project is to create something called an origin certificate. An origin certificate is a NFT that aggregates the information of all of these scattered certifications and puts them into the metadata of an NFT. What we are looking to do with this type of origin certificate is optimize business deals by aggregating the information and presenting it in a single source, make it easier to verify for those who want to purchase this type of coffee, and finally move the entire operation of purchasing and trading coffee into the Cardano blockchain. So our first foray into this market will be doing small pilot sales of NFT coffees. That there is one of the examples of the NFTs. The idea is that this small pilot sale is going to be manual. basically we have purchased a lot of premium coffee from Honduras. We have verified the information manually. We are adding that information into the NFT as in the form of metadata. Then we're going to conduct the sale later this month. And then we're going to present the art of the NFT as a, not so much as a collectible, but just like a fun memento or something like that. So the origin certificate is going to be built on top of NFT technology. And on top of that, we have the on-chain transactions. That is what we think is going to make it cheaper than currently. Right now, about 25% of the money the farmer received is gone in fees and transaction operations and all of that kind of stuff. And even the exchange rate normally is always the worst that goes against the producer. So we think all of that can be changed with blockchain transactions. And finally, we want to do some token-based marketing, basically using the NFTs as vouchers for discounts in future sales. So this is a small sample of the metadata we are collecting right now. So as you can see, the coffee we purchased is from Comayagua, that's in Honduras. It's only from one farmer at the moment because it's a very small lot, and that's his name. SCA grade, that is the qualification of the coffee. Basically, anything that goes above 80 is considered to be premium coffee. The altitude of the coffee, the variety of the coffee is by Nema, that's a type of coffee, a plant. Then here is a little bit of the genome. Then the characteristic is citrus in flavor, it has floral tones, and medium complexion is the size of the coffee bean. So what else is in our roadmap? So Q4 is our pilot sale. Then Q1, depending on how the sale goes, basically we need to check how things go into a backend. We are planning to open source the entire operation, not only on-chain and off-chain, but we also want to do some journals of the experience, how we created the database, how we made the promotions, all of that, so other projects can see a full working dApp on Cardano. I know those examples are far between, and we want to add a new one. Then we want to do a special sale in February around Valentine's Day. Then we want to launch our subscription service next year around June. Then we want to do a coffee Hydra auction next year. And finally have our first beta of the marketplace at the end of the 2025. So pilot sale is going to be 5,000 coffee bags. There's going to be a unique NFT image for each one. And then those are going to be used as vouchers for discounts on future sales. And for a B2C strategy, we're looking for NFT collections, auctions, and things like that. So that's the team so far. We have 3 blockchain developers, payment people, and those are links. Thank you so much.
Very cool. Does anybody have any questions for Sebastian? We have about 2 extra minutes.
Hey, Sebastian, are you planning on selling to wholesale distributors, or is this more of a direct approach to coffee shops, or I don't know?
Well, on the pilot sale, it's just going to be to the Cardano public. But talking with people that have coffee shops in the United States, a lot of people are interested in the NFT concept in order to attract new customers. So they are approaching us, not so much for sourcing the coffee, but for extending the NFT functionality to their coffee shops. We have talked to 3 or 4 coffee shops so far, and they're only interested in adding it. So probably we will extend the NFT functionality for coffee shops, and while we do also direct sales to people.
Wanted to ask, how would you create like the trust for people to, like you said that you're doing an origin for the coffee, but how do people trust you on this regard, or like what actions are you taking for that?
Well, we want to add the provenance to the on-chain part, right? That means the import-export documentation, so they can see that it came from Honduras in this case. And in order to have the quality of the coffee, normally you have to send these coffees to independent laboratories that do the scoring. So we want to add that on-chain. And later, also laboratories have approached us interested in uploading this information on-chain. So probably in the future, we can just streamline this process where the laboratories, instead of going through us as an intermediary, they can just directly upload the certificate from a given coffee sale. And that way you can verify that the quality is that. And we also want to do double checking. So one laboratory, let's say in the country of origin, and another laboratory in the country of destination. And the grade would be unveil when the two tests are ready, right? So you can see, or we can reduce the chance of one of the laboratories trying to manipulate the data. So far, those are our plans for that kind of stuff.
Great question. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see as you guys develop, and thanks for already saying it, that you're looking forward to sharing these tools with others. We'll be very excited to have some PBL modules about what you guys build.
Yeah.
Thanks for presenting, Sebastian.
Thank you.
Marvin, welcome back. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you very much for having me.
You bet. Screen sharing is enabled, so when you're ready, you could take it away.
Okay, perfect. Can you see my screen?
Looks good.
Yes, so today I'm going to talk about two projects I'm with on Cardano, so Genius Yield and Maestro. They have a lot of proposals on both sides, so I'll try to keep it brief and concise. Genius Yield is building a DEX. We're trying to use, we call it like a next generation DEX. We use very strong primitives based on the order book and the limit order to offer people advanced order types. They're actually running an internal testnet right now, and they're preparing for a public testnet in the next month or so. They have three proposals. The first one is around options trading. So the way we build our architecture of our DEX, it's really well, it's a good mapping for offering options and options trading. And this is a great way to bring more advanced developers, advanced traders into the ecosystem. Especially the UTXO model is perfectly designed for options and allows you to trade with leverage and have maybe enable more advanced trading strategies. The next one is building a cross-DEX aggregator. So we already aggregate trades across all our pools, and we're extending that into cross-DEXs. So the way Cardano is built, you always need two transactions, to get an order through a DEX. And that allows you to do routing of orders across different pools. And that allows you to, remove fragmentation of liquidity, bring more capital efficiency, decrease volatility between prices, and offer also new opportunities for arbitrage. And so we already have a prototype that will open source. And that's going to be used just for the Genius Yield DEX. And then we'll build, if this proposal gets through, we'll build a full cross-DEX aggregator. The last one is what we call Atlas 2.0. So Atlas is basically the core PAB, Haskell PAB that Genius Yield use under the hood to power all of its application. So PAB is what you need. It's kind of the off-chain code to the on-chain code. It allows you to interact with the contract, interact with the blockchain, build transaction, do coin selection. And so in this proposal, we introduce a lot of advanced features, such as transaction chaining, power of transactions, native script support, metadata. And so this is also will be fully open source, and the 1.0 version is currently open source. So that's in a nutshell kind of the proposal for Genius Yield. I invite you to kind of deeper into the proposal. They put a lot of effort into putting a lot of details and explaining what they're going to cover. Moving on to Maestro. So Maestro is a infrastructure provider. Our goal is to build a complete Web3 stack for Cardano. We've built a lot of advanced developer tools and SDKs and APIs to make it really easy to build on Cardano, streamline the process, abstract the complexity of indexing data, terminate transactions, managing them, and then a lot of new applications we're launching, such as market data feeds and managed contracts. So the goal is to really help bring people to the Cardano ecosystem and help build dApps. And you can see we've had a lot of clients using us under the hood, and they'll be very happy to power their application through our APIs. So in terms of proposals, I'm just going to highlight a few ones. The first one is build on Maestro. So since we have a lot of educators in this chat, I thought this was appropriate. The goal here is to help small teams and kind of sponsor them with this proposal. So 95% of the money requested will actually go to small dev teams, and Maestro will kind of put on give a hands-on kind of mentorship and sponsorship to help people build using the Maestro platform. So we have a lot of tools that allows us to build, but they're not no-code tools, right? You still need to know how to use API, you still need to know how to integrate with wallets. And so there's still a bit of hand-holding that needs to be done to get to the last mile. And we don't really have the capacity to do that right now. But with this grant, we will like kind of pay people to help and build them together. And so the final goal is to then have a big demo day with all the projects we work with at the end of this proposal and show to the community everything that they built, leveraging the Maestro platform under the hood. Another one I can talk about is plug and play smart contracts. We're very excited about that as well. So this is be able to deploy smart contracts completely without knowing anything about Web3. So just to APIs or even UI components, you just integrate that into your website, and then we manage the full backend of those contracts. And those contracts are going to be always open source. So we're going to create a repository of open source contracts for everyone to see and for anyone to use on their own. But then if they struggle to deploy those open source contracts, we provide kind of like a managed hosted solution where we build the off-chain code that it allows you to interact with the contract, build a transaction, and all you need to do is call our endpoints, and you're able to interact with the contract through your application. So hopefully that really lowers the barrier to entry for people to use, basic contracts like staking and yield farming and even payments or linear vesting, all these basic building block contracts. We shouldn't have people rebuild them over and over again. We should just open source them for everyone to use and then offer like a hosted version for people that are less tech savvy and want to pay for a service to host them. How much time do I have?
80 seconds.
80 seconds. The last one, Due Analytics. I think that's also a missing piece in the ecosystem is having just high throughput, high fidelity, like market API for all your DeFi protocols. If you guys are familiar with Due Analytics, it's a great protocol on Ethereum. Allows you to very quickly create it like a notebook and query all kinds of data from like the top DEXs, the top lending protocols, and then build your own analysis, right? So whether you're a researcher that are looking for like new trends, you're a trader that wants to find new arbitrage opportunities, or you're just a developer that want to build a cool dashboard for your application, now you have easy access to not just the raw UTXO data, but like something a bit more abstract where you get prices, you get kind of change in like different like metrics, NFT prices and volume and TVL. And now you can kind of build nice dashboards to kind of find new patterns and discover, new trends on Cardano. And that's fully built on top of our indexer technology, which is kind of our bread and butter. And so we're looking forward to also like see what the community can come up with having access to all that DeFi data through simple APIs. And I'll end it here.
Great stuff. What an array. I'm really, really excited about just the Maestro functionality and the fact that you're starting to build up experts in the tools, and just reach out anytime that our team can help with that. We're already demonstrating a couple of targeted Maestro API calls in the Plutus PBL course, but can certainly go a lot deeper than we've gone so far.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we could definitely find some more collaboration.
Okay. Thanks for being here, Marvin.
Thank you, everyone.
Waalge, what's a Subbit?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hey.
Wait, I've had issues after issues with microphones. What's a Subbit? Let me share my screen and tell you all about it. We seeing a screen share?
Looks good.
I can see your face more than I can see the screen share.
Let's change that.
That's fine, because I've got it here as well. Thank you for having me. My name is Dominic, also called Waalge on most platforms. This is the website. If you go to Subbit.xyz, also the name of the project, you'll find this. And from here, if you want to do this at your own leisure, I'm going to just go through the pitch. So Subbit, it's featherweight channels for pay-as-you-go subscriptions. That's a sexy tagline. And this is a straight up pitch, so we'll kick it off. What's the problem? Well, for some context, we're looking at like the subscription economy. So these are any kind of services where there's a provider, a subscriber, and there's a service taking place over a period of time. So this is like Spotify, this is mail. There's a lot of digital ones. So you used to have your newspaper, now you can do your jeans for reasons, I don't know, people want to subscribe. Right, so there are like 3 main business models for doing subscriptions in a digital world. We're just going to focus on digital really. You're the product and they're selling you advertising. You're paying for it either through like setting up a balance, which is just being deducted from, or just being invoiced regularly. Or there are models where the company is just having a loss leader, like a free tier. I don't know what a great example of this. I'm just like Heroku or something like that. And all of these have issues. So it compromises your privacy and it degrades your user experience. If you set up a bank balance or your direct debit or something, you have to trust that they're not going to abuse that power. You just get an invoice being like, oh, you had a VM and you left it running and it's now like $1,000, the classic. Or you had depended on the service, and because it wasn't for sustainably financed, because it was like a freebie, the company just changed their priorities and now that's no longer available to you. So what's the solution? Trustless subscriptions. The idea is that you can pay and will pay, but you don't want to pay more than you're willing to, and you don't want to pay upfront for a service that's yet to be delivered. You want to pay as you're using that service. Why is this a good idea? I argue it's because it's going to incentivize the correct business practice. So, like, if you like rent a VM for 2 years, you pay up front and it turns out to be rubbish, or you get an invoice for something that you weren't expecting, and it should. If you have to trust your service provider, you're going to go with like known names. And so it's quite hard for new incomers to come along and say, move to us, we're cheaper, we're better. Unless you trust them, it's quite hard to take that step. So we're trying to suggest there's a way to do this without you having to put too much at risk. I meant to start a timer for this. So obligatory market slide, $300 billion, supposedly, according to the internet. That's the current cloud subscription market. And this obviously only includes money changing hands for just cloud services. This does not include everything that's free, right? Which is the much bigger market. Most things seem to be free. So onto the product. What is product? So this is the only fun bit. Let's just do this. Here's a comic. What is Subbit? So here we have Alice, and she wants a service. Like she wants some kind of subscription. It could be music, not a great example, but like relatable. We'll go through it. And she looks online anywhere. It could be Subbit's own marketplace. It could be anywhere else. And she looks at the providers. She recognizes Bob's name. She knows him from somewhere. And she goes, I'm going to start subscribing with Bob. Bob gets this little notification. All of this is obviously automatic. And she's now getting access to this service. So she's using the service. At some point in time, Bob has to pay his server bills. He looks at the Subbit account. Alice has not paid yet, but she's guaranteed that she will whenever Bob needs. So Bob deducts the account from Alice so he can cover his costs. And Alice sees at some point, oh, I need to top up my account. And this virtuous cycle repeats until a point later in the day. So the problem is, what happens if Alice or Bob are evil, and Alice actually lies and says, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to pay for this in future. Well, with Subbit, Bob doesn't really care because Alice can't lie. And if she starts lying, Alice will just stop, Bob will just stop the service. And likewise, if Bob starts providing a degraded service or not good enough service, Alice just stops. To resolve this, the final resolution is Alice will just close her account. Bob is notified. He takes the last amount that he was due. And after that point, Alice can then drain it completely. If Bob is too slow, Alice just drains it without Bob making a final redemption. This is all of this in writing for people engaging with this with not being narrated. So let's skip over that text. At a tech level, what is Subbit? It's a smart contract providing like the integrity of this engagement. And then more importantly, is the set of SDKs, the docs and examples, because this is not really a technical problem from a blockchain perspective. This is entirely like an integration or product problem. that it's hard enough to build as it is, to build like centralized services. Building decentralized services is just like another step. So the whole project behind Subbit is to try and make that as easy as possible. And so we don't go to all of this trouble of having blockchain and then ending up with centralized services because it's easier to build on top. For ease, we'll also set up a little marketplace, and there is a little example which you can get to from the main website. So what's our vision? What do we want to see in this world? We want to see like a thriving ecosystem of sustainably financed decentralized service providers. That's what we want. And who's going to build it? Me. Who am I? Waalge, as I said at the beginning, I run a little company called Compact.io. We make smart contract stuff on Cardano. I've been here for about 2 years. I built Gucci along with other stuff. And my background is machine learning, and I've got a maths PhD. And the other person might be familiar to some of you is this guy. No idea who he is, or what he does. He's great, and I am very happy to have him as part of the team to Subbit. So if you like this and you think it's a good idea, please vote for it. Please tell everyone else to vote for it. And even beyond F10, like if you are interested in the idea, then please like get in touch, and we can talk about why you'd be interested in it and what we can do with the idea of Subbit. And if I just take you back, I don't know how much time again. I'm just going to wait for James to stop me.
We just hit time.
Okay. I'll stop then if you're ready to go on. Thank you.
But yeah, if you have additional links, be sure to drop them in the chat. And I didn't know that we had recruited Randy Pro to the team. This is wonderful. Great news.
I just want to say, I don't know if am I still sharing?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, so if you got down to the bottom of the website using this tweet, you can click it, and it pre-writes this tweet for you. Right? Couldn't be easier. So Subbit looks ordered. Check it out, and then just post. Right? That's all you have to do, and the world will know. Yes. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. And to Quasar's point in the chat, yeah, a big part of this is, and part of the reason I got involved is this Subbit service really does enable some of the functionality of Dandelion that's been lacking on its pathway towards sustainability. So lots more to come there.
Yeah, sorry, that didn't make the presentation at all. I didn't anticipate talking about Dandelion.
How many people really understand what Dandelion is, right? It's running there in the background, but we want to make sure that it too is sustainable.
Cheers, James.
Good. Hey, more to come on that one too. Thanks, Tom. Justin, what's the latest from Clarity?
Yeah, hi everyone. How's it going? I'm Justin, one of the co-founders of Clear Contracts, and yeah, I'm going to be talking about Clarity today. So I can share my screen. Is that sharing?
Yep, looks good.
Awesome. Sweet. So yeah, over the past year and a half, we've been building out Clarity, which provides no-code governance infrastructure to any Cardano project. So our project was initially funded in Catalyst Fund10. And with this funding, we've been working over the past couple of years to deliver this kind of MVP, which, like I said, allows any tokenized Cardano project to set up community governance without needing to write any code. So this actually just released on mainnet in the last couple weeks. So I can just kind of click through a really quick demo of what the platform looks like right now to give you a understanding of what we've delivered so far. So anybody can come on, they can add their organization to our site. So we kind of aggregate all of the Cardano projects that have any sort of community governance associated with them. Can put in this off-chain information, kind of configure your decentralization parameters. So choose, exactly how much power you want to give your community, and then kind of level that up over time. And then this shows just entering your policy ID. So telling it what tokens, what assets you want us to look at to actually assign people in your community voting power. So it's that easy to set up a organization. And then this is just really quick what it looks like to create a proposal. So once you have your organization set up, You can blast out a proposal to any token holders. This will go out to everybody, and they can vote on it using the power that they have that's determined by kind of the policy IDs that you set up and the power that are granted to those. So we take care of kind of facilitating all of that and publishing the results in a transparent way. So yeah, that's a kind of high level overview of what we have so far. And really what we're doing now is in Fund10, we're looking to expand the platform to meet the needs of the early users that we have, that we've interviewed, to kind of bring these next couple features to market. So really our strategy with Fund10 has been to kind of break these feature requests down into small manageable tasks that the community can kind of vote on as far as prioritizing. And for the purposes of this, I can kind of just break the goals into two kind of categories. So one of those categories is just updates that will upgrade features that are available to existing organizations. So this really affects on-chain treasuries. So organizations that choose to put their treasury in the hands of their community, we're trying to extend kind of the services that we offer to them. So we will allow treasury DeFi integration. So let people plug into other DeFi protocols on Cardano using their kind of collective DAO treasury. And then also allow DAO treasury staking. So allow ADA that's in any of these kind of collectively held treasuries to be staked to stake pools in the ecosystem. And then the other type of kind of category of upgrade that we are requesting funding for is upgrades that will expand the types of communities that we serve. So right now we're serving tokenized projects. So anybody with a token can come on, spin up governance around this. What we'd really like to do is expand this to also offer services to stake pool operators. So give kind of a similar service, but maybe granting power around delegating to a certain stake pool, a certain amount, or a certain time length. And then kind of along those lines, offering a similar service to DREPs. So kind of standing up a community governance platform for DREPs to be able to pull their delegators and make informed decisions kind of on their behalf. So those last two, I think specifically, are going to be super important kind of in the era of Voltaire, allowing SPOs and DREPs to kind of pull their own communities at a micro level to be able to make sure that they're kind of making informed decisions in the governance role that they play in Cardano as a whole. Yeah, that's basically everything.
Awesome. I'm glad you made that connection to like the oncoming Voltaire age, and so glad you guys have been building in advance of that. Very exciting stuff. We got about a minute and a half. Does anybody have any questions for Justin? Good things. Keep it up, and doors always open at Playground. Would love to keep hearing from you guys as things keep rolling out.
Thank you. Definitely will do.
Awesome. All right, it's only what, 2:15 in the morning for Mr. Tien. What's happening? Thank you for staying up with us.
Yeah, thank you. Everyone, thank you for giving us a chance to share our proposal today. I hope that you can see my sharing.
Yep, looks good.
Okay. Let me stop sharing and give me a second. Okay. Is that okay now? Exercise, Jim?
Yep,
perfect.
perfect.
Thank you, everyone. today I'm very excited, to share with you our proposal in Fund10. I just want to share. I think I have time to share two proposals only. Both of these proposals are in education area. First of all, I would like to bring some picture to share with you the reason why we have our proposal. Our team, Cardano 2VN, we often call C2VN. We have collaboration with multiple computer science departments across university in Vietnam. We not only involved in teaching and supporting our students in scientific research, but also work very closely with the professor in planning and creating academic curriculum. Through our activity, our background, we study a challenge setting, I think very carefully. This is the challenge setting in Fund10, developer ecosystems evaluation. We focus on the question in challenge setting, what is a developer and how we can make Cardano is the first choice when our developer want to build the app. So we have two questions for you. Who will be the developer in our ecosystem? I think the answer will be vary from a person to person. But with our team, from our background and through our activity, the answer is our IT student. They will be future developer. And a second question I would like to bring to discuss is how to make our Cardano is the first choice when our students want to build the app. And the solution here will be vary again between the group to the group. But in our team, we have two solutions. The first one, we would like to bring Cardano knowledge as mainstream course in university. And the second one, we will build a blockchain lab and club in university. By acquainting our students with Cardano blockchain knowledge, we believe that they will be naturally gravitate toward developing the application on our platform when they graduate from university. So with the mainstream Courseware, we have a third proposal. We named that Cardano Developer Courseware in University. In this proposal, we will deliver two courses, fundamental course and advanced course for our students. In fundamental course, we will teach about general knowledge about blockchain and about cryptography and what is Cardano. In advanced course, we will bring more detail regarding how to integrate the application with our blockchain, how to build the app. And this is a quick introduction about our KPI. It looks a bit ambitious with us. We aim to have 250 students for basic course and 100 developer in advanced course. We will run this program in 2 universities, and we aim to set up a prototype for the other university to copy. The second proposal I would like to bring to our meeting today is Cardano Developer Club in University. Adhering to the learning pyramid model, we recognize that the more effective way to learn new skill is through practicing and teaching the other. Right? So we will create the lab, the foundation lab for our students, and then advanced lab for our students. When our students complete the lab, they will enter the hackathon. Along with that, we will create a seminar so that student and teacher can share the interesting topic each other. And this is our KPI for this proposal. The lab hour we calculate based on the hour with the number of developer for the first page. And this proposal we will let for 6 months with for milestone. That is a quick introduction about our proposal. If you found our proposal very valuable for our ecosystem, let's vote for it. Thank you very much. I think we have some spare time for Q&A.
We got time for one question. Yeah, if anybody has one. It's incredible to watch the team's work, Tian. Thank you for sharing that and for the pictures to start it off. Just the comprehensive work you guys are doing is out of this world.
Thank you, Jim. We learn a lot from Gimbalabs and the other team. And our Courseware, we inherit a lot from PPBL, from the Maestro and other team as well. Yeah, I hope we will have a further collaboration in the future. Thank you very much.
As the number of conversations about in-person hackathon starts to grow, the only question is, yeah, when are you guys going to host it and get all of us to come visit?
Yeah, sure.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Much more to come on that. Tian, thank you. And again, thanks for staying up with us.
Thank you.
Nebiyu, it's great to see you here.
Yeah, great to see you too, James.
Thanks.
Good to be back.
Yeah, actually, this is the first I'm hearing about Endubis Wallet. So what you got?
Oh, okay. So let me just share my screen. Okay. Oh, not everything. Sorry. Okay. So I'll go. I think most of you I've met before. I've tried to present this presentation a few times before, but just to get into it. So Endubis Messenger Wallet, it's a wallet that is currently integrated with Telegram. We developed an MVP with the help of Fund10, and we've managed to test it out. We know exactly what features we can and cannot build, and we've released it. So right now it's currently on the testnet and on the mainnet. It's active for basic functionality. So you can go on Telegram and search for Endubis Test Wallet Bot or Endubis Wallet Bot, and then you'll find the bot to create the wallets. So just to give you a brief introduction on the wallets, is my timer going, James?
Let me start it now. Looks good.
Okay. So I'll just quickly show you small videos on how the wallet works, and then I'll get into some of the details. So this is on how to create a wallet. So basically a person just needs to search for Endubis Wallet Bot or Endubis Test Wallet Bot for the testnet and the mainnet. And let me quickly speed this up. And they will be able to create the wallets with that process. It is non-custodial wallets, depending on your definition. So they start the wallet, it will ask them to create a wallet or restore a wallet. So in this case, there's create a wallet, which will take them to a secure website where they can generate the seed phrases. Once the seed phrases are generated, they can write it down and paste it, and then they will put in a password for easier access. And yeah, a simple password. Yeah. And once they have a password, it will take them back to the Telegram, and just like that, they have created their wallets. so on the wallet, they'll be able to, so yeah, and they get a message on the wallet that that they have created a wallet. So what are some of the features on the wallet that we have right now is, so right now they can, so they go to their account, they can view their balance. Again, I have to speed it up. So they can, okay, yeah, they can view their balance. They can receive, so it gives them their receiving address or a QR code for anybody to scan. And then it also, for sending, we have multiple options where they can send to an aid address, or they can send to even a Telegram username or even a phone number. If that person is a user of the bot, then it will recognize their address and send to their respective addresses. So even while you're having a conversation, you can request for payments, just immediately sends that person you're chatting with a payment link. So you can specify the amount or just send your payment link or send a payment request. Or just send your receiving address, that is. Other features that exist right now is not visible, is, let me just pause it on the screen. Yeah, is the buying and withdrawal. That is one issue that we had because we have to work with the banks. And so like in terms of the withdrawal, they can withdraw to their to our local payment options. That is one thing that we don't have with other wallets that we're trying to integrate is payment options with the locally available payment options, because none of other credit card systems, they don't work here. It's just not even accessible. So no way for people to get ADA or any cryptocurrency for that matter in a normal route. So this is going to be the first one to do it. Yeah, so basically that's it. And with the new proposal, what we're trying to do is, thanks to the new upgrades on Telegram, there's an entire web feature on the Telegram, so we don't even need to send them to another site. We just can have our own site within Telegram, which would make it simpler, and at the same time, it gives it much more diverse features. This is just a UI design that we are having right now. So all this is happening right there on Telegram. So they can view the balance. This is the new designs that we have. Send and receive, and again, speed it up. Yeah, so like in terms of buying with the either local payment options that are available to them, and then also in terms of withdrawals, with the local payment options, and then all this is available on open source on GitHub, and that's it. That's basically what we want to develop. Yeah, thank you. If there's any questions.
That's incredible. And of course I remember this. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Didn't remember the name at the beginning. So basically these updates to Telegram are allowing you to turn any Telegram mobile app into a wallet.
Yes, exactly.
Full-fledged. That's incredible. Yeah, that UI looks fabulous. Does anybody have any questions?
Does it have some function like a notification when the amount amount in the wallet change?
Yes, we haven't included, but like that is one of the features that we all have, thanks to the webhooks that are available now, actually in multiple options right now. So with the webhooks, like for example, even from Blockfrost, we can easily get the notifications whenever a new transaction comes. It will send you a message or any activities. Also, we already have a broadcast feature where we can send messages to all the Telegram users, to all the bot users whenever we want to give any notifications, or so we just have to link those two, and then yeah.
I have a comment, Nebiyu.
Yes.
I'm clapping. That's outstanding. Incredible. You just changed the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I have 1 minute, but basically what we want to do is, I think it is going to be the easiest onboarding wallet we can think of actually right now. So with this one, I think it would be the key for us to be able to onboard a lot of users at the same time. And also with our marketing budget includes a reference section. So we can, because it's Telegram, we can do referral fees, or anybody that refers people, they get whatever reward. So we'll be able to onboard a large number of people in a very short period of time. We hope so. Yeah.
Nebiyu, I have a question. I have a concern about how the key pairs will be stored with your wallet.
So again, it's this, we don't store any of the seed phrases. It is non-custodial, it is with the person. And again, one of the main reasons that we didn't showing you on the seed phrase earlier, it said we should took you a different site to see your seed phrases. We could have done it right there on the bots, but then because Telegram bots are not that secure, it will be available for other people to access. That's why we have our own secure site for you to see your seed phrases. And then with the new web features, that's what thing we are upgrading. So it's still secure. It's as secure as web wallets can be. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for presenting and for the continued work on this one. It's really exciting. And yeah, be in touch if you need help just getting a few people.
I mean, this is our first wallet that we created on Cardano, and from the Gimbalabs community. Most of the help came from the Gimbalabs community, so we continue to go there every time we need something. So thank you.
Thanks, man. Great. Tavo was here for a minute and he left, but we'll get the word out. Just really quickly, he had a presentation about several proposals. So yeah, we'll catch up on that when the time is right. But we packed it in today. Thank you to everybody, especially non-presenters who stuck around just to see everybody. Really appreciate you being an audience. John, it's nice to be able to count on you. Thanks. Quasar, thanks for being here. Adrian, Ohm, Roberto, Claudio, and Mix, thanks guys. And to all the presenters, thanks for being around today. Like I mentioned, this video will already be on YouTube, so you can find it and timestamp it yourself. But as soon as I have a few minutes later today, I'll take the chat right here and the Miro board here, put it all in the YouTube description, and I'll drop a message to everyone about that on the Gimbalabs Discord. So then you can take the link and do whatever you want with it. And that's it for Gimbalabs Carnival for the summer of 23. So next time we get together, this time next week, first of all, Tian won't be here. He'll be sleeping, I hope. We're going to jump into Gimbalabs Playground Season 3 next Tuesday, starting at 1800 UTC. The Andamio team is going to be talking about our work on the Andamio platform. We've got some Catalyst proposals around that, and we can't wait to go a little bit deeper. And in the very same way, anybody here who's given a presentation this week or last week, if you found that 7 minutes wasn't enough to share everything you want to share or to get feedback, be sure to stay tuned for how to sign up for Playground. And you're welcome to come share a big idea anytime. Till next time. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Thank you.